Captain Crunch is a fat piece of shit. He's old, he's fat, he's trying to push sugar on you. He's pushing drugs on you and your kids. And you think he's putting berries in his cereal. He's not. That's just bleached sugar. Captain Cranberry is trying to push fitness for you at 10-8 personal training. But guess what? I know a bunch of you fat fucks out there have Captain Crunch in your pantry, but you don't have a free training session set up with Captain Cranberry. You guys are on the wrong ship. That captain is leading you into obesity, heart disease, COVID, all that. AIDS. I wouldn't trust him. He's old and he hasn't died yet. Fuck Captain Crunch. Captain Cranberry is trying to make you stronger, faster, have a full head of hair, upgrade on life. And he's doing it by giving it away. And I guarantee he's the cheapest personal trainer in town too. So go check out his private studio at 10-8 Personal Training. That number is 951-445-3133. Again, 10-8 Personal Training, 951-445-3133. Affordable Roofing. Affordable Roofing, a division of Mullins Home Repair. That's Affordable Roofing. Call my man Tony Mullins at Affordable Roofing for your broken roof that's leaking in your house. So call him today. So call Affordable Roofing today. That number is 423-593-9605. Again, that's Affordable Roofing, 423-593-9605 to get your roof fixed. Arriba, arriba. Arriba, arriba. Affordable Roofing, 423-593-9605. Affordable Roofing. Call them right now. Get that leak fixed. Bring the spice back in your marriage. All thanks to Affordable Roofing. Save the economy. Fire Joe Biden. That's the original Ford Roofing Company. Arriba, arriba. That's Affordable Roofing, the original Affordable Roofing Company. 423-593-9605. This podcast is sponsored by Brown. And not Whitworth, because Chip's our friend. And we don't consider him our sponsor because he's our friend. But Brown, yeah, he pays the bills. Thank you, both you guys, Brown and Whitworth Foundation. You guys are the best.
Instead of waiting in line through customs, you're just waiting for your bags.
Oh, man, let me start this thing. Welcome to the Militia MMA podcast. I'm your host, Tom Galicchio. I am with one of my best friends growing up, and now Brenton Miller. How you doing, Brent?
I'm doing good, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So a little bit of a rundown. We grew up. When did we meet?
Maybe 12, 13 years old.
Yeah, we were on the same bus for a while.
Yeah.
Because our houses were in the same neighborhood. So when did you move to Howell?
I grew up in Howell.
You were born and raised?
Born and raised, yeah.
Okay, I moved there kindergarten, so probably on the same bus as about first grade.
You were known as the guy that had the video game plugs. You always had video games for sale.
Yes.
How'd you get those anyway?
They were just my used video games. I just sold them. When I was done with them, I didn't just leave them.
I thought you had like some type of special hookup.
You actually had the video game plug.
How so?
It's like you used to stick knives in PlayStation 2 to get it to play games you burned on the internet.
Yeah. And the downside, what I learned is that when you start pirating games and you get stuff for free, you're like not as invested into the game.
Because you could get so many games.
Yeah, and I just found that I would start something, I would play it for a day or two, and then I would never touch it again.
Yeah, how many games did you beat? Probably like one or two?
Yeah, like one or two. Now my strategy is different. Like I just wait for a solid game to come out, and I'll actually buy it, and it gives me a reason to sit there and play it and actually finish it. Like I'm pot committed.
Yeah, you put your $60 up or whatever it costs.
Yeah, I'm getting my $60 out of it.
Do you download it or do you buy the disc?
Now I find it easier just to download them. Like when a new game comes out, if you pre-order it, like at midnight it starts downloading and it's ready to go.
Okay. It's not bad. You playing anything good?
Just got God of War.
God of War. What is that? A hack and slash?
It's like an action RPG.
Okay.
Everything now has crafting and all that stuff, and it's like I don't even sit there and read the directions. The worst part is like if you're playing a game now and you try to go back to it a couple weeks later, it's like you forgot how to do everything.
You might as well just throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got to pick when you want to start your gaming experience.
Yeah, so like I started on Thursday when it came out, and like now when I get back to Florida on Monday, I just go to play it and I'm like, how do I play this game?
You're like, all right, I think I'm gonna throw this out.
Yeah. You can't even throw it out because it's stored onto your console.
Yeah, you're like, oh, maybe one day I'll get back to it, but you never get back to it.
Yeah,
it's so rare. Or if something's a little bit too hard to understand, I'm just like, fuck this.
Yeah,
like, this is way too much.
Elden Ring consumed a lot of my time.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, that'd be like one of the hardest games I ever played.
Elden Ring. That's what series they made the
Demon Souls and
is that the one Skyrim? Is that Elden?
It's like that. Yeah.
Those are a little too much for me.
Yeah, I'd rather have a game that I could put like 60, 70 hours into, but like I don't sit there and play all day. Like I'll play, maybe 1 or 2 times a week. But this way, like I don't beat it quick, and I can be invested into it.
Yeah, it's I don't mind a 60, 70 hour game, but some of these open worlds are too crazy.
Yeah.
About as crazy as I get, the only open world game I really play is, what the heck's that one? Where you shoot and you build stuff and you hunt animals. You just played it too.
Red Dead Redemption?
No, that's too much for me.
There's no building in that.
You don't build any buildings. I guess you can. They had Far Cry.
Oh, yeah, I was playing that for a little bit.
Far Cry's good.
That got to be too much for me.
That was too much for you.
There's too much flim-flam going on.
They all have too much flim-flam going on. So me and Brent grew up down the street. We got into a lot of trouble growing up. We lit the woods on fire.
And we got out of that one.
We got out of that one.
We pretended we were passing by.
Yeah, we tried to save it.
Yeah, we tried to put the fire out.
And then I went away in an ambulance. And then that was a good kind of way for everybody to be like, all right, the kid's hurt. Let's just hope he's okay.
Yeah, the best was your dad knowing right away that it was us.
Oh, he knew from the start that we set those woods on fire. We were how old? Probably 7th grade.
Yeah. What were you doing in the woods?
Playing with matches.
Yeah.
You found a pack of matches. Then we went to the woods, and then we let it get out of hand.
I'd love to go back to those woods and see if like remnants of the fire are still there.
There's like none.
No?
I don't think so. I think the earth just grew it up. I remember like going to school the next day or like after that and just looking out and seeing like the woods just burnt. like hope they don't fingerprint over there.
We got into a lot of trouble over that Aldridge school, like when we got picked up by the cops with a backpack full of beer.
Yeah.
Walking home from that party.
Yeah, we were at a party and then Brenton had to be home. It's like, I don't want to walk home all the way. Pack up some of this beer and we'll take the party to my house. We should have just stayed.
Yeah, we should have stayed.
That was the lesson.
Although the chances of the cops coming back to the archery range where we were partying was always very high.
But we scattered. We just got caught in the wrong spot.
Yep, and we made it so far, too.
That was one of my dad's favorite stories. We were so close.
Just think about it. Yeah, if we had gotten to the woods that we set on fire, we would have been home free.
Yep. We also used to, we'd go and drink on top of that hill.
Yeah.
Fights. I remember fighting kids on top of that school in grammar school.
We also would, when we had a pair of boxing gloves, we would go in just at Aldridge School on the playground. Or when we would have, what was it, 3 hits and you win?
Yeah, 3 hits and then you win, and we would all throw haymakers at each other. And that was a good time too.
I always did so well because I was so tall and had the longest reach.
You were just flailing your arms. I remember that.
No, Steve was flailing.
I think we were all flailing and boxing bad, and because it's really hard to learn. Oh yeah, we used to. I just remember football too.
Yeah, well, we would do football anytime it snowed.
Anytime it snowed, yeah, we did. So we'd go to the school and play football, or when it snowed, or fights or anything. But we also had a black path by our house. It was like this little road that cars couldn't drive on.
It was supposed to be a road.
Yeah, and they just were like, nah, fuck it. That's too convenient for cars.
Yeah.
Because if like we could walk down the black path and be at somebody's house behind my house.
Well, then eventually
in a couple minutes.
they put a barrier there eventually.
Yeah, they made it longer so it would be a road, and then they put a barrier so no one would drive on it. That's like New Jersey in a nutshell.
Yeah, New Jersey. New Jersey sucks. Happy to be out of there.
Yeah, you just moved to Florida.
I did.
What area of Florida?
Beautiful Palmetto, Florida. It's about 45 minutes south of Tampa.
That's not bad. I was visiting there.
It's kind of like the Howell, New Jersey of Florida for us.
Yeah, because you're not on the beach.
No, not on the beach. We're about like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, just like New Jersey where we were.
But we're like 20, 30 minutes away from everything. You know, Tampa's 40 minutes. Sarasota, which is a up and coming town down there, that's about 30 minutes away.
What do you notice difference from Florida to Jersey? What's the biggest thing?
One, the heat, but the heat is beautiful.
Temperature, climate.
Yeah. People are nicer, but I mean, it's still a melting pot down there. There were so many expats that came from New Jersey, New York. We got a lot of people from California, Illinois. It's like where we live. Yeah, it's a new construction development, and it's very few people from Florida.
Yeah, if any. Probably in the one that's been there before COVID.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, yeah, most of your neighborhood's not Floridians.
No, not at all.
Probably not even most of that city, right? Or it's a pretty old city.
There's like an older portion of Palmetto, and then there's the newer portion. So the older side, Palmetto's been there since the late 1800s. If I read the sign right when I was driving by it. And
you're so full of facts.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like those mobile homes and older developments. So that's those are the people that born and raised in Florida, the Floridians.
Yeah, they like the modular homes, manufactured.
Yeah, like Jay, like where our buddy Jay moved to.
Yeah, we got a friend. He lived down the road, and then he moved 20 minutes away from you?
Yeah, about like.
Or you moved 20 minutes away from him?
Yeah, about 20, 30 minutes. Everything's like 20, 30 minutes.
Even Jay.
Yeah.
And Jay's still like, is he by the water?
A little closer than we are. Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that we didn't escape in Jersey is traffic. It's probably worse where we are.
They probably weren't prepared for these cities to come in, like the new construction.
They're just building everywhere. Anywhere that they could throw developments up, they're just.
And what do they got by you? You got like an Applebee's by you?
By us, we.
Not yet.
Not yet. We got a good brewery.
Okay.
Corporate Ladder. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Corporate Ladder. Now, do they do the brewery thing where they're doing their best impressions of beer?
They actually do a pretty unique thing. It's called Dessert Station, and like they release like a new one like every week. So like the first one I tried was Pineapple Swirl, and like I'm not that I was never that person that was into sours or any of those beer imitation, but I swear to God, this thing was like a milkshake.
Okay. Was it better than a mudslide? Because a mudslide is a milkshake.
Yeah, that's like our protein shake in the morning.
Yeah, the mudslides are amazing.
They are.
That's probably my favorite drink.
It's definitely the best drink to start with in the morning after a rager.
Or if you're having intense heartburn from like drinking.
Yeah.
It's good to get that or like something with a little bass in you.
When you had too many Scooby snacks in the all-inclusive pool.
Yeah, you need to make sure you get something. Either that or a White Russian.
I've never cared for White Russians. Give me a good mudslide, though.
Yeah, the White Russian is good if you're just like, I am fucking dying from heartburn right here in Las Vegas. Yeah. Drinking for days on end and eating acidic food is not good. I need something with base.
Yeah.
One slide is fine.
Or give me a nice like a frozen daiquiri, like from like Fat Tuesdays or.
They're Wet Willie now.
Yeah, they are Wet Willie now.
I wonder if you could buy stock in Wet Willie. Right? I think they're corporate.
I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
We should open a Wet Willie here in Eastridge.
Isn't there an imitation one though down here? Somebody
that's
trying to be a Wet Willie.
They've probably been there longer down in North Shore. What's that called, Bobby? I don't remember anything today.
What?
That place that sells the frozen drinks in North Shore. Big Chill.
Yeah.
Big Chill.
So are you trying to say we're gonna get some big chills after this?
I don't think it's on the way. We're gonna have to see the local goat or something. We could stop by the Big Chill when we're back in town. Guess who's back in town? The boys are back in town.
Second time here.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of Chattanooga?
I like it. It's not. I don't think it's somewhere where I would live because my first day back and it's feeling the cold. I haven't worn jeans since I left New Jersey in June. So it's my first time wearing jeans again, and I hate it.
You hate it?
Yeah, give me shorts. Shorts and a tank top every day.
Well, you'll be in winter there soon enough.
Yeah, but our winter's like
You'll be in jeans.
50 degrees. No, hoodie.
You'll have your apple bottoms. You're going to be that guy with the basketball shorts and the hoodie.
Yep, I am.
And flip-flops.
Yeah,
You're going to be like Pat D'Antuono.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna do socks and slides. I never understood that.
The slides don't stay on without the socks.
Yeah, it's just how about people that wear flip-flops and then they put the socks on?
Like what? You
Actual
can't do that.
They do it though.
How?
I
How
don't
do you
know.
get the? So you got like a turtle foot, a ninja turtle foot.
You're like the amount of pressure that they push to just get the flip-flop on, have it stay.
Yeah, like it does it with long socks, so it's got
Yeah,
so it slides down.
They do the long sock and everything. That's another thing. So you see these people wear socks and slides, but they wear high socks. You never see people wearing like ankle socks and slides. You notice that?
That's only for queers and steers.
I don't know. Apparently you wear socks with slides.
If I wear my slides, sometimes I don't usually wear socks and slides. They just fall off all the time.
So
I just deal with it.
So talking about socks, anytime Tom would come over, was back when we were growing up in New Jersey, he'd have this thing where he would take one sock off, and so he'd be just hanging out around the house, and he'd be wearing one sock. So me and our buddy Brian, we started noticing that his sock was off. So we would take the sock and we would hide it underneath my mattress, and over time, like I amassed like a collection of like 15 to 20 of one of Tom's pairs of socks. And then one time, like he was looking for it and he couldn't find it, but he ended up leaving the house with another sock on. And we're just like, where did you get this sock from?
It was one of the ones you've hidden before.
Why did you do that? Why'd you always take one sock off? Just to
Still do. I'm cold, but I'm not that cold.
Does your one foot get like extra sweaty?
No.
Is it always
my feet don't get sweaty.
Is it always the same foot that you take the sock off of, or do you switch it up?
It might be the same. I'm not sure. I might switch it up. I also do sock, shoe, sock, shoe.
What do you mean?
When I put on my sock and I put on my shoe and I put on my other sock, put on my shoe.
Well, you're just you're limiting your movement. That's efficiency.
It is. Everybody says it's weird. You go sock, sock, shoe, shoes, but
so I do that with my my workout boots.
You got workout boots.
Yeah, they're like.
What are workout boots?
They're like. You ever hear of no balls? They're like.
No, I haven't.
They're like high top trainers. So that's the best way to say it. So it's just like a higher.
Goes like a fucking moon boot. You're
yeah.
Gold Joe's
Yeah,
with
so
a fucking moon boot.
So I could do my moonwalking in the gym.
Like, is it more mobile?
It's better.
Or is it just for like lifting weights?
For lifting weights, it's better for your ankles.
It like keeps you grounded.
Yeah, keeps your ankles in good position.
Those boots are made for working out,
and that's just what they do.
Fucking workout boots.
They're a pain in the ass to put on.
They probably stink after a while too.
No, these are probably.
You gotta wear your high socks.
No, I wear ankle socks, but they are the
don't rub.
No, and they last. Like they're still in like mint condition, and I've had them for years.
That's just silly.
It's just silly. I know.
It is.
Silly.
You work out at home now, right?
Yeah, I got tired of using my amenity center gym, and there's no close gym to me. So I'm going to build out my own home gym.
What are you gonna use?
So
So you're gonna do squat rack?
yeah, I was gonna get a squat rack, but it's gonna collapse. Like everything's like wall mountable.
Oh yeah.
Trying to save as much space as
Were
possible
you going
in the
through
garage.
Rogue?
The one I'm looking at right now is from PRX Fitness.
Okay.
Um,
Look at this big fucking truck.
who do they think they are?
I know. Look at this thing. Big fucking truck. Why is everybody here got a big fucking truck?
I never understood like the lifting your truck and putting the monster tires on it.
It's just like, let's waste money.
Yeah.
And then let's also kill our vehicles' longevity. Unless you're like doing something. Not just go and pick up groceries and Mexican food.
Did you see? Remember that? So I sent a picture to you and Brian the other day. Remember Tokyo Extreme Racer?
The racing video game?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I see this. So it's like one of those old box truck minivans, and it's painted like blue like your gym, and then it's got the flame decals on the front, orange flame decals. And I pull up behind this thing, and it's got a spoiler on the top.
It's fast.
Well, I mean, you know that stickers, all vinyl stickers add like about 2 to 3 horsepower per sticker.
And you got the spoiler. So that keeps your car fresh.
It does.
It won't get spoiled. You know? That's what they're for. I love fucking stupid cars like that. There's this guy who drives around town with a fucking limo with a ripped up fucking
Rooftop.
yeah, and then all his shit in back, and I think he lives in it. You could see him around downtown. Look for it. You see him, Bobby? I've seen him.
We're going to have to go find this guy.
Yeah, like 90s. Oh, I know where I've narrowed it down. That, and there's also, remember the Toyota Highlander I have?
Yeah.
There's one that the lady lives here on Ringgold Road. It's purple and has like 20-inch rims on it. And I fucking love seeing it on the road. I'll like see it almost like twice a week.
So I see a lot of that.
On a good week.
I see a lot of that where I am. I see like old Cadillacs or Buicks, and they just have the 24-inch obnoxious chrome rims.
Yeah,
on
that's
them.
that down here too.
Yeah.
It's because we're close to the Yin Yang twins.
I definitely
They're in
noticed.
Atlanta.
Like in Jersey, I don't know what happened. Like the whole custom car scene seemed to like die out.
Yeah, same with Cali, unless you were like in a lowrider thing
Yeah.
in LA, and then you had rims and it danced and it was.
But it's like a thriving industry down here.
Yeah, people are like, hey, I got this extra $3,000. You know what I need? Bigger tires.
Like I got my government refund check.
Let me get bigger tires so everybody knows I'm better than them.
Sound systems too. Remember the system I had in my Cadillac?
Yeah, you had a 91 Eldorado? Something like that, right?
1990. The red Eldorado with the black vinyl top. It leaked oil profusely, and I got about like 6 miles to the gallon. So I'm a 17-year-old kid driving around this gas guzzler.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that Cadillac was cool. I wish you had it now.
Yeah, that'd be a cool car.
Besides for the gas stuff.
That'd be a cool car to have right now.
Yeah, what you could there. You know what? There's a lot of that still here in like Tennessee, Southern Tennessee.
Yeah, you see a lot more of it.
Yeah, those cash for clunkers, nobody clunkered their car. You know what I mean? Clunkers are thriving. Clunkers and rims. Up north, they're like, why would you need oversized tires? Because everybody's fucking lame. You know?
Everybody is fucking lame.
Everybody's fucking lame. You should get yourself a Ford Lightning.
That's the dream.
It'll go up in value.
It will.
It'll be like driving an investment.
I really wish that that Ford released the new Lightning instead of, well, they did the electric one, but who the fuck wants electric?
It makes fitting name though.
It is. The Raptors are cool, but I'd rather.
Chip's got a Raptor.
Yeah.
he hooked up too because he wants to desert race with it.
That's what they're made for.
Yeah. And in the desert, they can't remember your name because there's no one to give you any fame.
Is that so?
That is so. Yeah, they're pretty cool trucks. Remember the frickin' SRT-10?
It didn't last long. I think they only had like 2 or 3 years where they released it.
Yeah, big old, what was it, a 1500 Ram with a...
With a super...
no,
it was V10.
V10, it was the Viper engine.
Yeah.
Vipers were cool.
I've only ever seen one once. You know what I saw driving in my development the other day?
Pontiac Aztec.
I'm completely forgotten about car. The PT Prowler. And seeing it, like, I hardly ever see one on the road, like, when they first came out. And to see one now is just like... oh snap! Look at that.
They're cheap. You could get those cheap.
Really?
That and Firebirds.
What do you consider cheap for a PT Prowler?
Probably like 10,000.
No way.
They're cheap. They didn't take off.
There's so few of them. You would think that it'd be considered like a.
Vipers are cheap too.
Are they?
Yeah, they are not gaining value right yet. They'll move up eventually, but they're on the way down. You could get a Viper for 2030.
Am I far behind on the times, or do they still make Vipers?
I don't think they make Vipers.
I think they stopped, yeah.
Like 2012. Maybe. I would think.
You need like a fact checker here to look stuff up.
That's Bobby, but...
Bobby, come on, you gotta start looking this stuff up.
Sorry, you guys are so quick.
Yeah, look up these facts. Vipers, what else? When was the last Dodge Viper made?
PT, and how much are PT
How much
Prowlers?
can we find a PT Prowler for? Or it's the Plymouth Prowler. You confused the PT Cruiser.
Oh, yeah, I did.
You're like, let's just fucking cut the cars in half.
Who would wake up one day and be like, you know what, I want to buy a PT Cruiser?
You know what's funny? Remember, they were like an 8-month list to get one of those.
2017 was the last year they made them. For
The Vipers.
Really?
Wow.
You still never see them.
Probably expensive to fix.
You know, and then Chevy released remember the HHR?
Yeah.
Like who wakes up and like, yeah, let me get that car. That's a real sharp looking
That's
car.
like that's a painter's truck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what
Well, it's not even a truck. It's like
it's like painter's. It's like a work van.
It's like a rebranded station wagon.
I think it's more of like a small Ford Econo line.
Maybe the PT Cruiser, but that HHR.
Well, because it's even. The PT Cruiser's like slanted, so it's like a wedge. Always reminded me of a work truck that didn't make it with a PT Cruiser front.
Yeah, or like the Scion. CJ had a Scion.
CJ's like, I need a toaster to drive.
The Nissan Cube.
The Cube, yeah. Somebody's like, hey, I don't want to get laid.
People got paid money to design those.
Yeah. How do you get that job?
It's like a kid just drew a square. Like, oh, this is a great car. Let's put some wheels on it.
Yeah, they've had some stupid cars. What do you think the greatest TV show of all time is?
I mean, Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
It withstands the test of time.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching it again. And I'm like, this is so funny. So well written.
There's really two that I could just like bounce back and forth on, and that's Seinfeld and The Office.
Yeah, and I think Seinfeld's better than The Office.
100%. Seinfeld is definitely like, I was never a Friends guy. I never understood
Friends.
Yeah, like I don't understand why people like that.
They should call that show Faggots because only faggots like it. Bobby, you like Friends, don't you?
You look like a Friends guy.
Yeah, you're like, sometimes you gotta go where everybody knows your name. That's not Friends?
That's Cheers.
Okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
2.5 Men.
It.
Close.
That's it, right? That's Friends. Do do do
Someone
do.
told your life is
I don't want to wait.
That's Dawson's Creek.
Oh, you would know it. That's how I know you're gay. He's like,
You know how I know you're gay? Because you watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No, actually, I haven't.
What's
Quit
that?
picking on Bob.
True Blood.
True Blood.
Oh, yeah, I used to call that Gay Blood.
Gay blood.
Yeah.
Gay blood. You know, AIDS blood.
2.5 Men was solid until Charlie Sheen went crazy.
I never got into it, but I've seen episodes and they've been funny.
Yeah. But
Probably better than Frasier.
That was another one I never watched.
My dad always watched it, and my mom.
That's because
That's because they thought they were rich.
growing up though in the '90s, it was like sitcom. There was nothing but sitcoms.
Well, shoot, I liked all the old ones like, what's it called? Jeffersons?
Yeah,
Sanford and
yeah,
Son?
yeah.
Family.
All in the Family was good. And now you could never play that because it's super racist.
So I saw a Reddit post the other day.
They're canceling
no,
Archie
no,
Bunker.
I'm sorry. It wasn't a Reddit post. It was an article saying that like
Redditors don't
complaining
cancel.
about Seinfeld. You know, and like how it's like super. What's like the terminology they use now for anything that's
Offensive?
yeah. You know, it's like they're complaining about episodes of The Office too. I think they took out a scene from one of the episodes of The Office.
Ain't like really. It's kind of tame.
You can't have The Office on TV now. Like
Yes, you can.
It would be so different. It'd be so
No, it
different.
wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
You could put shows like that because there's different media outlets. It's not just one net. It's not cable anymore.
NBC is not going to be airing episodes like that anymore.
Yeah, but NBC doesn't have the same. Netflix wouldn't air it.
I don't even Netflix. Some of the stuff is
Hulu would air it. Paramount would air it. Somebody would buy it and show it if it's going to make somebody money.
Yeah, I could just see the cancel culture coming out.
I mean, look, Lifetime's still out there, and they have nothing but shows about women getting raped. It's television for women. Why are they always getting beat up in it? Like how? The Hallmark Channel's some fucking hot garbage.
See, I don't have TV. Like,
It's not on, but if you're in a hotel, you'll pass and say, "Oh, the fucking Hallmark Channel."
No, it's pretty simple. When I'm in a hotel and if they have Comedy Central and The Office is on, I'm watching The Office.
Yeah, but they don't. You got to find Comedy Central. You got to go through it. You'll pass the channel and you'll be like, "Why the fuck does this exist?" That's the Hallmark Channel. Remember they had Hallmark stores?
I think they still do.
Yeah, like shop here, and they're like next to the dollar store where you got cards even cheaper.
That's like, I've always been the person. I hate giving out cards when I give gifts to people, and like and now like most of the time I just give people gift cards. So like what I always say to them is like, look, I could spend $5 on a card, or instead of giving you a $50 gift card, I can give you a $55 gift card. What would you prefer? Would you prefer this piece of paper that you're eventually going to throw out?
Or you feel obligated to hold on to.
Yeah, like when people give out send out their Christmas cards. It's like what's the appropriate time to like leave those out before like you throw it out? Or do you just put it in a drawer somewhere, like so you don't offend the person that you threw out their Christmas card eventually?
Unless they really wrote something heartfelt and it was worth keeping, not just sign their name, I frickin' throw them out.
Yeah. So when you buy gifts for people, do you get a card?
They're lucky to even get it wrapped.
Yeah.
But I don't do gift cards either. I'd rather just hand you money.
I'd rather Amazon is an easy gift to give people because everybody buys stuff from Amazon.
I don't do Amazon much.
No?
Every so often, I don't like to support the beast.
I hear.
I don't.
That's why I don't buy cards. I don't want to support the beast.
The Hallmark.
Yeah.
They're over there
Fuck
taking
Hallmark.
up precious retail space.
Fuck Hallmark.
You know what else sucks? Remakes of movies.
Like this half-baked movie that they're remaking.
You had an open casting call.
Yeah, with no Chappelle. How could you make Half-Baked and not have Dave Chappelle?
I wouldn't even want to be an extra on that.
I'm not even gonna watch it.
No. It's like the remake of Coming to America. I wouldn't watch that.
That was a sequel, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, that.
Coming to America.
Was it the same movie?
No. I mean, well, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's a fucking remake.
It's the same bullshit.
Yeah, that wasn't good. But Eddie Murphy did another. He did another movie.
He wasn't
recently.
in the movie, was he?
No, but he did another movie recently, maybe like a year.
My Name is Dolomite.
Yeah, that was it.
That was awesome.
That was really good.
That was a great comeback role for Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy. That was on Netflix.
That was
That's
on
such a good movie. I like the part where he buys the mansion. And they're like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to stay? He said, oh, I'm going to live in the building. I was like, that's my guy. Because that was my original plan for this gym.
to live
I
in
was
it.
to live in the building from the start while I was building it out. So that way I could just wake up and get to work and it gets done faster.
Yeah, you did a great job.
Stephanie wasn't a big fan of that idea.
No,
She's like, it'd be hard with the dogs. And
women need home bases.
I know, so needy. My landlord probably would have let me live in the back, like in a van.
You should just get a storage
He
container.
sees us showering out there. And he's like, all right.
Get a storage container and just build out a tiny home.
That's probably... There's nowhere that's zoned for that shit.
Like
Georgia, you may be able in certain spots.
So this past weekend, we went up to go kayaking, and everybody wants to go see the manatees, and we actually saw them. But anyway, so we're going down this river, and there's a bunch of houses, and I see this one house being built, and it's being built out of all shipping containers, storage containers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and it was like 2 on one side stacked up, 2 on the other, and then they had one on top going across to connect everything. It was wild. And I could actually see one in person that people are just actively building. It was pretty sweet.
You know, it's a good idea to do it if you get a piece of land, get an excavator and dig it out and put one underground, so you got a bomb shelter or a storm cellar.
Just think about it though. If you have a house that's built all out of storage containers, and you have a piece of land like that, you could also be like, you know what? I need a bigger house. Let me just buy another container.
There are some challenges though.
Yeah.
Because those bitches get hot.
Yeah, well, you insulate.
Yeah, but it's hot metal.
Well, you put siding up.
There you go.
Problem solved.
And then if you do solar panels on top, it gets more heat on it. So you have to do the solar panels next to it because you got to go solar. Well, I guess not in Florida. The rain would just fuck that shit up. Next hurricane.
No, there's a lot of people. Well, that's what I'm worried about. If I put solar on my house and a storm comes through, imagine those winds just ripping the solar panels right off.
Probably grabs under them.
Yeah, we've been in Florida since June. We had that one big one just come through, and then we had a tropical storm 2 days ago. It's like, welcome to Florida.
Just shows you wind and water fucking...
I'd rather have a hurricane than a tornado. You guys are in tornado.
You'd rather... Yeah, but there's a solution to a tornado. Go underground. Go into a basement.
Yeah, but I'm more worried about my house getting torn up by a tornado than a hurricane.
That's insurance. You get that insurance.
They were... so before this last big storm, I forget the name of the hurricane, just rolled through Florida, there were insurance companies contacting people and canceling their policies out. Yeah, before the hurricane hit. So people were trying to call and get more coverage, and the insurance companies were like, your policy's actually canceled.
Yeah, good thing we got a hold of you.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it in the opposite direction. We're trying to get ahead on your guys' backs.
Fuck insurance companies.
You pay a lot in insurance being in Florida?
That's about the same as New Jersey.
What is it?
It's like $800 for the year.
That ain't bad.
We're not in a flood zone.
Yeah.
So that helps out.
Is anything by the coast flood zone?
Yeah, everything is.
Really? Some of the shit out here is flood zone. And it's like you don't buy that property if it's in a flood zone. Or you put it on stilts.
And you see a lot of that in Florida. I mean, we saw that after Sandy in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't around from Sandy. I left, and then Sandy came. Anytime I would leave New Jersey, big storms would come. Huh. They'd just be like, all right, Tom's not there,
Yeah,
so let's fuck up this.
It's been a long time since you left.
Yeah, it's 15 years, 14 years.
You miss anything? Pizza and bagels.
Yeah, pizza and bagels. Yeah, you don't want to go to fucking Goodfellas and have them cheese rape a pizza.
Only if you get the large pie.
Yeah. Oh, they cheese raped my pizza. So some of you don't know what cheese raping is. It's a crime to pizza, and that's if you put too much cheese on it, that it doesn't. You can't even fold it.
So what do we call that sauce that they put on yesterday?
I don't know.
So it can't be sauce raping.
Sauce. They didn't sauce rape it.
We need something a little more unique than recycling the raping.
Yeah, no. It was cheese raped, and I think that's the big enough crime.
I don't know. It's pretty big crime putting shitty sauce on pizza.
Wasn't the worst.
It tastes like ragu. Sorry for anybody who likes ragu.
No, it was like Prego, a step above. And Prego's considerably better than ragu.
They could have spent $1 more and gotten one of those like special made sauces, and it's like right next to the ragu or the prego.
Oh man, it's a shame they sponsor us. No, just kidding. They don't sponsor us. Fuck them. After that pizza they sold us, ugh, it was awful.
They definitely forgot.
They forgot. That was the problem. It's like 2 hours. Brent's like, I don't think it's coming. They found the ticket and then they're like, have it out. Just give them the one with too much cheese. The one we ruined, give it to them.
No, to them they did it right.
They're like, we destroyed this fucking pizza. Let's send it out. Perfect. We're good fellas like that.
Although they did make a good old fashioned.
Yeah, oh, they do have good drinks there. They're like, oh, everybody's drunk here, so we don't have to serve good food. But you're a pizza place. Fuck it. It'll work. So, we're going to do a segment called What Sucks?
Goodfellas Pizza.
Goodfellas Pizza. Yes, we talked about it. We also talked about movie remakes. I don't think there is a good movie remake.
So you know what sucks? All the new Marvel movies. All of them.
Superhero movies in general suck.
Yeah. So after...
No, don't even tell us. First of all, Bobby cried during the fucking new Spider-Man.
Well, you remember
First address that.
we need to address... Remember when we went to the movies and we saw Click with
Yeah.
Adam Sandler?
Before we talk about what else sucks, we got to address this superhero stuff because we could talk about how much Adam Sandler films suck after this. Yeah, Bobby, first of all, Bobby cried.
During the new Spider-Man.
During the new Spider-Man.
Was it tears of joy?
Yeah.
Or was it tears of sadness? Or was it a mixed emotion?
Yeah, why did you cry?
I cried because it was nice to see all three Spider-Man actors in the same screen. The storyline, all of it.
What happened? He beat up the Joker.
He didn't beat up the Joker.
He lost to the Joker?
Nope, he beat up the Green Goblin,
Just Joker.
and then his life is in shambles now.
Because he won.
Because he won, but he had to make a very hard
So
sacrifice.
Bobby, which would be your favorite Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
I don't even know who that is.
Second
I always thought Garfield was a cat.
Andrew Garfield. Second Spider-Man actor.
Which one was that one?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man.
I saw the first ones and those were kind of bad.
Yeah.
Or was that the first Spider? They had Spider-Man movies in like the 70s, right?
Yeah, they're like shitty little.
Probably better than the crap that's out right now.
Maybe.
All right, so
What do you hate about the superhero movies?
it's just like the same thing over and over again now.
But it's been that way since the beginning.
Yeah, and I think it's just fatigue. Like they all follow the same formula, and it's just like it's one after another after another.
Unless you're talking about like Unbreakable.
Unbreakable is a solid one.
Solid one. That's the best superhero movie of all time. That or Blank
No,
Man.
Blank Man.
Blank Man.
Yeah, Blank Man's the best superhero movie of all time.
Yeah, Blank Man. It's close.
I'm pretty sure Blank Man defeated Spider-Man, right?
Better than Spider-Man. It's
It
more realistic.
No, but like they're both from New York, and I'm pretty sure that at one point Blank Man actually got into a fight with Spider-Man and he won. That's how much better of a hero Blank Man is.
Don't tell Bobby.
Oh well.
He's gonna cry over superhero movies.
Leave it alone.
I can't. Oh man, yeah. So they suck. Adam Sandler movies suck because they're just chick flicks in disguise, and they're the same fucking movie.
So he actually had a good movie come out recently on Netflix.
What one?
It was like this. He's like a basketball scout.
Did he get the girl in the end?
He already had the girl. Was it Queen Latifah?
Who was?
Let's see.
Who was it, Bobby?
It was.
It wasn't Mary J. Blige. Queen Latifah's the one that acts.
Queen Latifah, yep.
That was his lady in the movie.
Yeah, that was his lady.
And was she like?
Based off a true story, right?
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be like, "Come here, Adam, you white motherfucker, and give me a hug."
You sound just like her.
Yeah, I'm down
Do you-
with the Queen.
Do you have a secret Queen Latifah?
Dude, I love Queen Latifah. She was awesome. And then she got into acting because it paid more than rapping. So she was smart too.
So, if you had to pick your favorite Adam Sandler movie and then your worst Adam Sandler movie, which one would it be? Because the old Adam Sandler movies are fantastic.
They're the same.
They're the same, but I mean, that's that 90s style
I would say
comedy.
like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, like everybody's all like Billy Madison.
I don't like Billy Madison. It's immature.
Happy Gilmore is his best movie
Yeah.
by far.
I would think so, unless I heard Blood Diamonds was unique.
It was horrible.
Was it?
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
It was too long, boring. But Adam Sandler is actually a pretty good actor.
I don't know. He put a lot of shit out there.
Yeah, he did.
Quit
But I mean,
singing his praises.
think about
He sucks.
think about how much
Remember
money.
Funny People? That wasn't funny. Just because you're making money doesn't mean it's good.
No, how about not Funny People.
They should get funny people in
The
it.
one where all the dads get together.
I didn't watch
Where
that.
he's just like hanging out with all of his best friends. I mean, that's what he basically made.
I think I checked out after Funny People.
Grown Ups, yeah. I mean, Grown Ups. I never saw 2 or 3. Is there 3 of them? I never saw the second one.
I checked out after Funny People. I'm like, this ain't funny.
No, but you cried during Click.
You cried during
No,
like,
you cried during Click.
you were like, this is my birthday. I want to come here and cry. Come watch this chick flick with me.
You love Adam Sandler.
Dude, he's the worst. That I don't know if I'd probably rather watch a movie remake. But I don't even want to see fucking Top Gun remake.
Top Gun was cool.
Gay. They remade. It was a gay movie to start with.
How was it gay?
It's known for having sexual gay undertones. The original.
So you're talking like the scene of like Rocky 3 when him and Apollo Creed are jumping up and down together on the beach in the water after the training session.
Yeah, yeah. And then he blows them.
Like I don't think I even after like having a great training session, the last thing I'm going to be doing is jumping up and down in the
This ain't
ocean.
Baywatch. It'd be less gay if he blew them.
You know how I know you're gay? You cried during Click.
Oh yeah, huh? You know, I know you got a bad joke. You're just using 40-year-old virgin jokes.
That's a good one. Forgotten one too.
You know what's good about that? It wasn't like over the top. I could have done without the song at the end. I fucking hate songs and like when everybody fucking sings in movies.
Steve Carell is another one where like as they get older, they try to go for like the more serious roles, and it's like, dude, like you know what you're good at.
And he really only had The Office and 40-Year-Old Virgin. Then he
And
was
Anchorman.
Anchorman, but then it's just been kind of like disappointment since.
Yeah, I mean he was great in Bruce Almighty, but then when he had his own Evan Almighty, that was horrible.
That was just a kid's movie in disguise.
Yeah.
A little heartfelt, gay. That's gay too. I think we saw that together too.
Evan Almighty,
Yeah.
maybe
We got fooled by a lot of movies.
because we were all about Steve Carell.
Yeah, we're like, this is gonna be funny. 'Cause
Anchorman,
he's funny.
Anchorman, and Anchorman 2. Anchorman was like cult classic, and then 2 comes out, and it's like, what is this garbage?
I thought 2 was pretty good.
I hated it.
They didn't recycle all the same jokes or anything.
Old School probably is like everybody's like Hangover is like one of the best movies ever.
I think it's okay. It's funny. It's not memorable.
Old School is like that was probably the comedy movie of like our when did that come out? Like when we were
Old School. Yeah, that was the big breakout for all those guys. That was big Will Ferrell breakout.
that was
What's it called? Night at the Roxbury didn't really.
Talladega Nights is severely underrated.
See, I would rather go semi-pro any day.
Semi-Pro. That's
I
another
kind of
great
got
one.
burnt out on Talladega Nights and Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers is another one.
Elf.
Yeah.
Great movie.
You see that they're releasing a horror movie of The Grinch?
A Grinch horror movie.
Yeah, and a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Terrifying.
Is it? Is it out yet?
Yeah, it's miserable.
Really?
Is it?
It's like fucking disgustingly brutal.
What happened? Like,
The original copyright rights to Winnie the Pooh are up for free use. So somebody wrote Winnie the Pooh and Piglet as a fucking slasher horror movie.
like Winnie the Pooh's a real bear.
Like he's a real bear. Christopher Robin abandoned him, and now he's coming back to see what happened to the Thousand Acre Woods, and Winnie's pissed and slices them up and shit.
But I'm all for that. That's unique.
I like that. That
know,
sounds
like-
like a good movie.
like the
like
new-
where he does bear shit.
Like the new I didn't see the latest Halloween that came out, but I saw the last one that came out before. It was horrible. And it's like look, like these characters, stop using them. Think of something new. And that's the biggest issue with like Hollywood and movies right now. It's like it's all it's like, let's just keep recycling stuff. Although I mean, you're recycling Winnie the Pooh, but
No, that's cool.
you're turning him into
Like that's cool.
Yeah,
That's good. You're
same
making
thing
him
with
do
the-
bear shit.
same thing with the Grinch. I'd
You're
love
not putting the same fucking movie out.
yeah.
Like, yeah, the Grinch. I like that. Like, let's tell a new Grinch tale.
Like there's this one Mel Gibson movie. It's probably like not even really known about. It came out like maybe 2-3 years ago.
He uses the Jews as the
Oh,
bad
no, it's
guy.
called, I think it's called The Fat Man, or yeah, I think it's The Fat Man, and he's Santa Claus, and he's like basically like living on like this ranch somewhere, and like they're like he's like getting attacked, and like his home is like under siege by like the special ops or something like that, and it's like a shoot 'em up movie like with Santa Claus.
And, all right,
Yeah.
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was fun. You know, it's a shame that like Mel Gibson got canceled.
I know. He got drunk and he spoke out about the Hollywood elite and just called them Jews and just he sent to the wrong choir.
Yeah.
He got drunk and he's like, "Let me drive this off," and that's not a good thing to do, kids. Fucking Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's all right.
So what else sucks?
What else sucks? We did movie downtowns.
Downtowns do suck. Cities suck.
Cities suck now.
Yeah.
Like New York City.
Yeah, I've not been to New York City in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's just crowded and it's like a giant mall.
Yeah.
It's not what it used to be.
I mean, think about it. Like when you...
I'm sure there's cool places to go in New York City once you know. But like I'm talking to tourist areas sucks.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I do anytime I travel somewhere is I always try to seek out the locals.
Yeah.
And I always try to ask them, you know, where are the good spots to go. I don't want to go to this shitty tourist traps.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, like, you know, where do you go?
Yeah. That's generally a good thing to do. Yeah, you don't want to go so you don't want to go to Ruby Falls here?
I want to go to that Sasquatch museum. That looks real.
What I think it's like 2.5 hours away.
We'll pass on that.
Yeah, that looks disappointing.
Yeah, I'll tell. So I've traveled to a good amount of places. I can tell you, like I've been to like Cuba, you know, Havana, went to South Africa. But like one of the sketchiest places I've ever been to, where I actually like I don't, you know, I've worked for companies where like I've had to be in ghettos and like Metro PCS and go to stores in very questionable places. But when I was in Zimbabwe, that was the first time where like I actually felt uncomfortable like walking around, even
Yeah.
like in the tourist areas.
Or get me the fuck inside.
Yeah,
I'll drink at the hotel bar.
yeah,
But YouTube some shit about the area.
yeah. But like cities just in general, like they're expensive. Parking sucks. You know, and the last thing I'd rather drive in than like take mass transportation into the city because it's just so much easier to get out.
Drive it?
Yeah,
Unless there's traffic.
there's gonna be traffic. If you take a bus, there's gonna be traffic.
Not bus, like the train.
Yeah, what happens if the train breaks down?
They don't break down.
Yeah, they do. Train.
They don't.
Yeah,
Not going
there's
the long
delays.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're not driving. Go get yourself a beer at a bodega and calm down.
We just did get beers out of bodega.
Okay, now calm down.
Only take a sip.
Yeah. Yeah, cities suck, but like downtown cities, like there are cool cities. Not all cities are bad, but like with the downtown area, you got your hip burger place. It's just all the same.
And that's like I hate it when like they take something that is you can get relatively cheap outside of like a downtown area, but like they'll like put like a spin or a flair on it. And
Like
they
if this is the spaghetti house.
yeah, and like they think they could charge like an extra $5, you know, or $10 for like because it's this premium experience. And that's what you're paying for most of the time anyway. You're paying for like the quote unquote experience when you go into places.
I know we're like Like, look how it's plated.
So like the best thing I could really think of as an example here would be like Chattanooga whiskey. You know, we tried going there yesterday.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You love and hate them.
I do love and hate that place because they wouldn't let us in 2 years
They're
ago.
like an abusive husband.
They are. They make great whiskey.
Yeah, Brent loves their whiskey.
But they turned us away during COVID because we didn't have masks on. We refused to wear them.
And they were the only place.
The only place that's another thing. Like the downtown areas, they always seem to be, more strict with the rules.
Yeah. They're like, hey, this is downtown. We're cool. We follow the rules.
Yeah, put your mask on, peasant.
Over your nose. Like, what's wrong?
I better not see one nostril hanging out.
I think never in my time did I want to carry a gun around and shoot people.
So Tom yesterday tells us, or we go to the downtown, and he's like, we go and park in a paid parking lot, and he's like, they never give out tickets. So we go in and go to the pizza place to get our shitty pizza, and then come out, and what do you know? There's a ticket sitting right on my windshield.
Yeah.
It never happens to us.
Yeah.
So we think the theory is that because I have a rental and it's an Alabama plate, and they saw the Alabama plate and they're like, "Fuck this guy, he's not."
They're
from
like,
Tennessee."
go Volunteers. That's probably it, because Volunteers hate Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
That's a football rivalry runs thick through these three states.
I'll tell you what, that job has to suck. Being a meter maid or parking enforcement.
There's a trick. Don't take the job.
Yeah.
I know some people are like, I met somebody who was going to do it. I was like, you're really going to do that? You just got a job doing that? You're going to feel good writing tickets to people? And he's like, yeah, whatever it takes. I was like, oh, you're a fucking faggot. It's like, how could you? You're not even a real cop. And you have that fucking ego.
Take it real serious.
Yeah, take a real... You're doing great. You're making somebody else rich. And
Probably riding around on their Segway.
Yep, they do downtown.
Those
If he
things
was
are-
here, I'd throw this fucking can of beer at his face. Like, how could you? He used to be one of the amateur fighters in California, too.
Really?
Yeah, I liked him, but, like, instantly when he said that, I was like, oh, you're a fucking faggot.
I give them free coffee so they don't fuck with me.
Starbucks,
like-
the lifeblood of
That's
faggots.
that's such a terrible.
That's gonna be their fucking slogan. Good Spotify.
That's
too.
something that sucks. Starbucks.
Starbucks fucking sucks. Starbucks is the worst. They're like, hey, first of all, you know what STAR stands for in Starbucks?
What?
6.
6?
Because all their drinks are $6. Used to be 5, but now with inflation, the joke's
Thank you, Biden.
taken. So, yeah. Well, first of all, I've said this on the podcast. It's not just Biden. The reason why we have inflation so bad is because we shut down the economy for a fake fucking virus.
Like I tell
Not a fake virus, but for some bullshit.
Like I tell everybody, it's a club that we are not allowed in. It's a very exclusive club.
Yes, absolutely. But that's why we have inflation.
We should just start our own club
Yeah, they're like, good. We don't want it
and
now.
call it the super exclusive club.
Good. Guess what? We won't let anybody in.
Yeah,
And then we'll be ahead of the curve.
and then we can make our own inflation.
We're going to have to let somebody in. Get one for Brent, too.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to have to make our own club. But we need somebody in to inflate them.
What would we call our club?
Huh. The super exclusive club. And we'd open it to 3 people.
Me, you, and Bobby.
You and Bobby.
So this is the start of the super exclusive club.
So, Bobby, go ahead, help yourself to a shirt.
Sure.
Take a beer. Then next week, it's going to be $30.
That's your weekly membership fee.
It's because of inflation. Next year, with the elections, it should be $800 a month. I think I could do this politics thing.
I think you got a knack for it.
Okay, you know what sucks? Fucking CNN and Fox News.
How about all of them? MSNBC.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking in general. Anything that's too right or too left. Because you could hear them, like you could talk to somebody and you know if they listen to too much CNN, what they talk about. Like, you know, all woke agenda, blah, blah, blah. We could repeat on. But then if the Fox News, if they listen to too much, they're kind of racist a little bit.
Yeah, but I think like Fox has been like swaying the pendulum a little bit back in the other direction. I don't think they're as like far.
Only if they're attacking Trump. But I know people who listen to Fox News will say things like, oh, they just legalized marijuana in Vegas. What's next? Sex trafficking? And that's a direct quote from someone who watched too much Fox News.
That's the one side, like the one thing that the Republicans, they all seem to be so against, and I just don't understand why. Legalizing marijuana.
They just, somebody's got to stand on one side, somebody's got to stand on the other.
And I love like it's never just like we're just going to fully legalize marijuana. It's like everybody has to take these baby steps. It's like first we're going to introduce medicinal, and then we're going to decriminalize it. And then it's like, okay, now we're going to make it fully legal. Like, just
Tennessee's like just hemp. We're making Delta 8.
So in New Jersey, that's basically like the path that it went. It went to medicinal, and then they decriminalized it, and then it went full legal. In Florida, like we're on the medicinal stage, so it's like now we're waiting for it to go fully legal.
You guys were ahead of Jersey, and then Jersey just like they went on the Garden State Parkway and just hit the gas and showed Florida's ass how to drive.
So like Murphy, the governor of New Jersey, he's horrible. There's two things that he did that I approved of, and that was legalizing sports betting, and then legalizing weed.
Gambling doesn't suck.
Gambling doesn't suck.
Well, you know what sucks about gambling? If you're drinking, if you're at a place where you can't get free drinks when you gamble, those casinos sucks. Those states suck.
So in Florida, I'm about 45 minutes from the Hard Rock, and
closer than Atlantic City.
Yeah, closer than Atlantic City was to me, but you can't get free drinks. They still have the plexiglass dividers up with all the machines. And I don't know, after COVID hit, every single table game now, like you can't find anything that's lower than like a $25 minimum bet.
Inflation.
And it's just like so we went once since we've been down here, down in Florida, and we were there for maybe an hour, and we're just like, this sucks, and we just left.
Yeah, you really can only do like Vegas and Atlantic City are far superior, but I think also in Mississippi.
I was going to say, that's something I'd want to check out.
Yeah, I would. Not Tucson. What is it? Toucan?
I'd love to go on one of those.
Tunica.
If they still have them, like the casino boats.
Yes, they do them in Mississippi, but Tunica's got like a mini Atlantic City, which is like 4 casinos on the strip. And I think they do free drinks there.
Okay.
While you gamble.
Maybe we'll have to make a trip out there instead of Atlantic City. Although nothing compares to Atlantic City.
Atlantic City, I have so many amazing memories. If you like look around at these posters, it's all fights. And Brent, I think you were at all the Atlantic City fights.
I've been to every single one of your New Jersey fights.
The
first fight I missed was it when you went overseas?
Yeah, Russia.
Yeah.
Moscow, and then the ones in Canada.
Yeah, once you started
Cali.
Once you started fighting out of the tri-state.
Yeah.
That's when I started missing your fights.
Yes. It's but you came to my last fight.
Yeah.
Came for the grand finale.
Yeah. And that was still a good trip.
It was a good trip.
I had a little bit of a slot machine addiction on that trip. I would be waiting online for breakfast, and just got that itch. Had to go scratch it.
You're like, hey, just wait in line. I'm going to be back. I got to go to the bathroom. You just went to the bathroom. Shut up. Don't tell Anna.
Lose a quick 200. Oh, hey, how'd you do? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot less better than I was before. Is the line moving yet?
That's one thing I don't miss. Losing money.
But Also, when do you ever like get to go out to drink and have the chance of coming away with money?
Not very often.
Like you only get that in Atlantic City or Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. And like,
You're like, whoa, I was having fun and I won more money than I would if I would have worked.
you know what sucks? Las Vegas. But like the Strip.
The Strip,
The Strip is horrible.
the worst.
You know, you give me Fremont Street's cool, and then like when you actually get to explore like the outskirts of Vegas,
Outskirts
like
is
where the
very cool.
locals go. Some really really cool spots.
There really is. There's not a lot, but you could also. There's shows. There's like, you get good comedians coming in.
Yeah.
There's fights. There's sporting events.
I never thought that I would be at the point where like if I had a trip to Vegas coming up that like I wasn't really looking forward to it. You know, and that's how like my last like 2 trips to Vegas.
Well, it
have been.
depends on what you're going for.
Yeah, lately it's been for trade shows. So it's
Yeah, you're like,
what-
oh, I could do one of these in fucking Florida
yeah,
without hopping on the plane.
yeah.
And then you get to like, you gotta like hang out with people that are like, oh, if you let loose, it's a business relationship. Don't drink too much. Watch yourself.
Yeah, unless,
Shake your ass. Watch yourself.
danger.
Danger.
I can't believe that song came on last night out of nowhere.
Dude, Mystical's, that's Atlanta. Mystical's down in Atlanta. He actually did a fashion show out here in Chattanooga.
Did he?
I was busy that weekend, but I would have loved to see his 4 fucking hits perform. He performed too, but I think he's in the fashion industry.
That's what a lot of like late '90s and early 2000s hip hop was. You had all these artists that had like 1 or 2 hits, and then like Black Rob with Whoa.
Yeah, and then there was this guy JT Money with Who Dat. So
Yeah.
you want to know what's fucking funny?
Chameleonaire, Riding Dirty.
Yeah, wait. Listen to this. This was one of the funniest things. You know, my buddy Jesse Taylor, his nickname is JT Money.
Yeah.
Well, there was a poster for all these old rappers. Like some of them were pretty big. I'm trying to think like who the heck was in there. Like some big ones that aren't in the scene anymore, but like maybe it was like Slick Rick or some like powerhouses. And then on the undercard they had JT Money, and then they tagged everybody in it. But they tagged my buddy Jesse Taylor under JT Money, and he was on with like all these iconic rappers. And I was like, yo, this is the funniest shit ever. And then like I found that JT Money's Instagram, and it's like desolate. It's like, so he's the more famous JT Money.
And that's probably why they tagged him.
And then guess what? I also looked up another rapper on Instagram who's desolate too. Young One. Remember him? He came out in Rough Riders Volume 2, and he would just kind of yell.
Like Drag On and
There was Young One. He came on for Volume 2.
yeah, that was a terrible album.
I put it back on not too long ago. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's a little... Some of the stuff that went on in the 90s, like late, early 2000s, that was 90s, right? Rough Riders Volume 2. When was that, Bobby?
basically as long as TRL was still on the air, that's when like it was just like one hit wonders.
Well, what's funny about that stuff? It doesn't hold up like the gunshots in the back of the song, like grenades and stuff.
Cash Money Millionaires.
Yeah, 2000.
Although,
Okay.
Although, if you asked me back in the 90s, out of all the Cash Money Millionaires, which one would have the longest career, I probably would have never said Lil Wayne.
Yeah, you would have been like Juvenile because he fucking putting out albums every week.
But he was a one-hit wonder. I mean, did he really have
No,
any?
he had a couple. Didn't he have Slow Motion? Wasn't that him?
It's been so long. We're gonna have to
Working that fact, I don't know how to act. Slow motion for me.
Oh, yeah.
Slow motion. That was later in his career.
Yeah.
2003, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty. That was probably one of his best tracks.
And then every hip hop artist had like a group that they were a part
Yeah,
of.
and none of them could make it. Like Jay-Z's crew, like Memphis Bleak, nothing.
The one
Freeway, nothing.
the one that would have had the best chance would have been
G-Unit, nothing.
D12 would have had the best chance because it was backed by Eminem.
Nothing.
Yeah.
No?
That one song.
Yeah.
I think Wu-Tang was the only one who kind of successfully had all their members, and maybe Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
That kind of had some solo stuff. But other than that, and anybody with a crew, nobody's crew made it but the leader.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Although, wasn't Juvenile the leader of Cash Money?
Yeah, that was the only one. But, like, think about it. BG, nothing. Lil Wayne was the only one who made a name for himself. I think Big Timers had, like, a couple hits.
What Lil Wayne did smart is that he pivoted.
Yeah, he went off on his own.
Yeah, well, he pivoted from like just doing like gangster rap.
Pop and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he kept things fresh. I mean, Eminem does that every once in a while. He'll like throw in some different types.
Yeah, he
of stuff.
hasn't been the same since his third mainstream album.
Some of his,
After 8 Mile, he's never been the same to me.
some of his newer stuff, like
It's good, but it's not what it used to be.
yeah.
That was his prime. 8 Mile after that.
Well, I mean, he won an Oscar for that song. I think he's the only artist to have won an Oscar.
Yeah, but I take that with a grain of salt because it's like Oscars are just popularity contests. You know, he's the white rapper, so he's popular.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's plenty of great rappers that didn't get Oscars.
That's another thing I don't understand. The people that will sit down and watch like the Academy Awards. Or
I
the
can't
Emmys.
go out. It's the Tonys.
Yeah, like why are you watching this? Like, there's so
Bobby,
much.
why do you watch the Oscars?
Did you cry when Spider-Man won the Oscars?
You don't watch the
He didn't,
Oscars, right?
he didn't win an Oscar. I thought for sure the movie would have won something for sure.
It didn't win shit.
Like remember back in high school, we were like, oh my god, the
African American band.
MTV Music Awards are on. The MTV Movie Awards.
What?
You know what? At least Nickelodeon does it right because they slime people.
Yeah. They ca-
If Bruno Mars is involved in any way, then I'll tune in.
I'll tell you what. I like Bruno Mars.
He's talented.
Has he done anything recently?
Yeah, Silk Sonic. He's teamed up with Anderson .Paak and made a new 70s inspired.
I have no idea who that is.
I'll show you all about it later.
Okay, wonderful. I like Bruno Mars because he's got his own sound. He never opens his mouth on anything. He just sings his music. Does
Maybe
his
that's
dance.
why I have no idea if he's still around or not.
Yeah, because he's not all like, we need to make kids transgendered before they could smoke cigarettes. Like, so he's never saying, like, that's good or bad. I'm not for it.
Yeah,
But I've been wrong about things.
I don't want to get my life advice from celebrities.
Yeah, who have no touch of reality.
No, none once ever. It always goes back to follow the money. You know, where are they getting paid from?
Yeah, follow the dollar.
And
That's the big spice of life.
I think that would solve issues for a lot of people if they actually just started asking themselves that instead of blindly following what they're told.
That's too hard, asking questions. Nobody wants,
We don't critical think anymore.
because we got too much.
Critical thinking died with cell phones because now we could
Smartphones.
just quickly look something up. So,
Well, we also have too much. We have our senses going too much. It's either music going, or you're on the phone, or there's a TV going. Very rarely is there silence.
so actually,
unplugging.
I got some great advice the other day. It was actually from Anna. I just call her my wife. And we've been engaged.
My wife.
Yeah, but
Do it.
she's my wife.
My wife.
But so she said to me, like, you know, it might be good every once in a while, like while you're working, like just take breaks in the middle of the day. But go outside and get in touch with your five senses. Think about all five senses. So like I'm outside, like what do I hear? And I sit there and I listen to everything that I'm hearing. What do I feel? You know, what do I see? You know, and it's a way to like help you get reconnected back with your five senses.
I've heard something also along the same lines. Sit in silence every hour for 5 minutes and close your eyes and close off all your senses.
So I need a lot of practice with that.
And then you will, just no noise, just close. It doesn't matter if your brain's going, you just relax.
Have you ever done one of
5
those?
minutes every day.
Have you ever done one of those sensory deprivation tanks?
Yes. I done it, and I actually was able to think and get revenge on somebody who ripped me off on a vending machine. Like, I sat and I thought about it, and then I was like, oh, I fucking got it. I'm going to post his vending machine with his profile pic and say this is for sale and then warn everybody about him. And I did. I got his account canceled. And then I caused so much stress on his life. He then developed heart problems. But then he was also running for me too a little bit.
How's he doing now?
I don't know. But he was also trying to sell his routes online. And I didn't know it was him. And I went to buy him, and then he was lying about his routes, how much money they were making and stuff. So, that helped me get revenge. It's nice when you get a good revenge.
It is.
He doesn't need to be around too much longer. Or he could have been lying about that.
Pull the heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, probably. Who knows? That just, like, again, doing bad things. Checked too. I was like, oh, it's this guy again, huh? Luckily, I found out I got him. That was cool.
You got your revenge.
Got my revenge. But the problem is, every time I would leave, I'd get a sinus infection. From the tank. Oh. It'd, like, get my nose and, like, got deviated septum.
Getting old sucks.
One of the fights, I deviated a septum, and now I get chronic sinus infections. Science infections. I call it that, so that way it's smarter. I'm infected
with science. You know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is somebody I don't trust.
Okay, good, because he's like talking out about there not being a God. Like, quit saying that. There's got to be a creator.
I mean, we could go down the rabbit hole with that. We could talk about it forever. You know,
No, I'm just talking in general. There's got to be something before.
It's when you look out and you're just like, you look at everything that's out there. Yeah, you're like, where the fuck did this all come from? Like, you're gonna tell me one atom, like one tiny particle that just burst. It's like, how did that start? You know, but then it's like, it's a never-ending cycle. It's like, well, then how did that come to be, and where did that come from?
Yeah, and I've the only thing that keeps me going is I've legitimately saw like my uncle in a dream, and it was at a point where I needed guidance in life, and he gave me advice to keep fighting. And then I had the Ultimate Fighter stuff come on, and then saw my dad not too long ago.
How'd that go?
He just lied to me and told me he wasn't dead. But he looked good. It's like, oh, I'm not dead. It's like, all right, yeah, that kind of sounds like Dad.
You ever like
wake? Good.
But
apparently those are visitation dreams. So
you ever wake up in the middle of the night and like you kind of like look out into the distance and it looks like a figure is there, and you're just like holy shit. And like most of the time when I see something like that, I'm like, I don't want to see that, and I like close my eyes and I'm like, just go back to sleep and like hope it's just not
let me sleep this out. Hopefully I don't get raped.
Yeah. So that's like what I mostly get sometimes. And then like you'll wake up the next morning and you'll look and like you'll see like clothes that were like sitting on a chair or something, and you're like, oh, I could see maybe how that looked like a ghost at night.
You were just frightened.
Yeah, just go under the covers. You can't see me.
You like put Anna in front of you, scoot over, like, hey, let's switch sides.
Yeah.
I want you closer on this side. Let's cuddle.
It's like,
and then you're just really just shielding yourself with her.
It's like, ghost, take her, not me.
Yeah. You're like, hey, Anna, I want to be on that side, but let me hold you. And then you're just behind her with your elbows. So they'll stab her first. That should give you plenty of time to run for freedom.
Take that, Anna.
That'll get you.
I want to talk about one more thing. This has been this grinds my gears, as Peter Griffin would say. Places where you go in and they're like, you have to try this. This is like the best thing you'll ever have. It's like we were at a brewery in Florida, and this guy's like, we're going to order our beers and get some food, and he's like, have you tried the wings? They're literally the best wings you'll ever have. And I'm just like, yeah, and I'm just like, oh, that's a pretty bold claim there.
I know. Now I have to try them.
Yeah, but then it's like, it's so audacious when you think about it, because it's like there are literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of places that make their own wings.
What if you got a retarded chicken too that day?
How can you make that claim?
Yeah, wings.
Yeah, because I thought the wings that we had yesterday were better.
Right. Like, but this guy, what would you do if you brought him there?
Or would he be like, I need to make better wings?
Or would he be like,
No, these are the best. My wings are the best ever.
yeah,
And
he'd
stand
just
on that
continue
claim.
to lie?
Yeah.
And he's be like, these, and then when he tells somebody, it's going to be like,
It's like I know this guy Tom in Tennessee, East Ridge, Tennessee, and he's always like, I have the best MMA gym you'll ever go to. I'm like, well, that's a pretty bold claim.
yeah, that's a lie. I'm like, guys, we have a 20-foot octagon. And then they come and sign the paperwork and sign up. They go, where's the cage? I was like, hold on, we got to go down the road. I'm going to show you it. It's in storage. You could play on it. It's a little sharp because it's in pieces.
We don't put padding on anything.
Yeah, but we have it. So that's what I also do. It's like now, home of the cage in my advertising.
And I'm pretty sure it says the best cage you'll ever roll in.
Yeah, sharpest. Get your technique sharp with a sharp cage with some sharp edges. But you got to plan for that future.
Pan?
Plan.
Are you saying pan or Pam?
Oh, here we go. You know what I hate? When people don't know how to make jokes, they quote movies.
But it's the best joke you'll ever hear.
Wait till Seinfeld comes to town. Louis C.K.'s coming on the 15th. It's like I work for fucking Ticketmaster now. I should freaking send this to him. Like, hey, I'm advertising to the 180 people who listen to this podcast. Luckily, there's 80 seats, 180 seats in the auditorium. Got to book my tickets.
I'll say the worst thing about cancel culture is when they try to go after the comedians.
Yeah, it's funny too. Now is a thing. Like, don't kink shame me, bro.
What?
Don't kink shame me, bro.
That's the thing?
Yeah, now it's like,
What goes on in Tennessee?
like if you were like, my name is Brenton, I like to fuck feet. And,
It's a weird fetish, too, when you think about it.
yeah,
Don't
kink
shit, I'm
shame
kink
everybody.
shaming. Fuck.
You're kink shaming. It's
God.
not weird. Because maybe you like the back of the knees.
Is that why you take off one sock?
Yeah, so I could fuck my feet. No, fucking. They're both off now.
They were
All
off
the
before we
socks,
started.
I know.
Actually, where'd your socks go?
There and there. Next to the shoes. One next to the one shoe, one next to the other. So when I go one at a time. But Louis C.K. wasn't around for that term, kink shaming. He came years before that, so his response could have been, don't kink shame me, bro.
Still, I've never heard that.
Yeah, kink, it's new.
It is?
Like, yeah, I mean, it could be a good thing or a bad thing. If you like banging horses and you're like, don't kink shame me, I'd be like, that saying's not enough. It doesn't hold up.
I don't know. This whole transgender and like these drag shows, I don't get it. Especially the parents that bring their kids to these things. Like,
Yeah, and they openly have it next to the pizza place.
and like, you know what?
Shitty pizza, shitty brewery.
You know what? You can't even hate the transgender for doing it because they're getting away with it. Shame on the parents for
Or the musicians that performed at the place before they...
Yeah, shame on the
Before
parents
they
for
even
bringing
had
their
that,
kids
too.
there. You should know better. That's fucking crazy.
What about all the people who went to the open mics before and was like trying to get their career off at their open mics and
We just lost.
they're like... I'm like, that place is a gay brewery because my brother went there and they all hit on him. And he had no idea.
Something just happened there recently at that comedy club.
No, it's not a comedy club. It's the gay brewery next to the pizza place.
At the
But
gate.
open mic, like open mic music. Or they would hire some people to perform for a couple hours. And then they're like, no, this place ain't a gay brewery. You don't know what you're talking about. Nothing weird goes on out there. And then they have the drag show for kids.
I don't get it, man.
Yeah, I don't get it. We've been alive too long.
And we still got like
30 more years.
Yeah, 30, 40 more years to go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's bad. That I don't get. So here's how I feel about transgenders. Got to cross the line here. and you can feel free to hop on. So LGBTQ, right, needs to drop the T. They are not part of that group. That is your friend that holds you down.
Well, you know
or
that,
does like bad decisions.
So do you know that each, like trannies, lesbians, gays, apparently they all have their own flags.
Okay, so do all the states, and so do everybody down south likes the racist one with the cross, and they're generally. But wait, hear me out on this. So you got the LGBTQs all together. First of all, let's say we were gay people. Me and you, we were dating. And then all of a sudden you were like, I want to be a girl and make this normal. I'd be like, whoa. You're now betraying me as a gay because you're trying to be a woman. And no, just sit here and be gay with me.
So what about...
But wait. But also, if you don't cut your penis off, you aren't trans. You are just a gay person who's good at cosplay.
Yeah.
You're not trans until you cut your dick off.
So,
and gay people should back us on this.
So like what I've never understood is like the gay men where they have like the feminine one in the relationship and you have the one that's more like the man, and the same thing in like a lesbian relationship. We have like the butch that takes more of the man role.
Yes.
It's like why do you have to become feminine, and why do you have to become, manly? To serve
yes,
that.
why do you, and it's funny, you see a lot of butch women doing their best guy stereotype. Like you'll see them with the hat, the long socks. They're doing such a bad guy impression. It's like a girl saying like, this is what a guy would be like, and I'm going to do it. But you're just getting a very, very stereotype that you're wrong at.
Are you trying to like fill a role, or like I mean, are we crossing lines here?
No, I guess unless you're that butch woman who's dressing up like a man. But also, if you're that butcherous woman dressing up like a man, why would you have to go out and defend like what trans people do? Because like gay people be like this, hey, let's throw a parade and invite the other gay people, gay pride, and then we're gonna march down the street. So the gay person's saying that, and then the trans person's like, yeah, that sounds like an amazing idea. Then we'll throw a drag show. We'll all dress up, and everybody with kids will bring them. Let's do that, too. And then you're like, gay person, wait, what?
We all have things in life that we enjoy, but, like, I'm not going to shove what I enjoy down your throat and, like, force you to be a part of it. It's like, if you like dressing up as a chick, and you're a dude, great. Go do that with your buddies. You don't need to force it down my throat.
I also don't want to hear about a straight person's married couple's sex life either.
Yeah. I'm good.
I'm good. I don't need your details. Ugh, you're married. Get out of here. I know your family. Yeah. Fucking go take a hit the showers.
We know you exist. We know you're there. We exist too. But like, I'm not sharing my personal details with you. Don't share your personal details with me.
The only person's sexual details I want to know about is Broderick, and we covered it in the last podcast because he has 4 kids with 4 different women. And
how about Nick Cannon? He's got like...
I don't know Nick Cannon now, but I know Broderick, and he's got 4 kids by 4 different women. And I get to pry. If you watched the last episode, man, did I pry? It was fucking the best episode ever.
Oh, thanks.
This is amazing, but you're a close second, but man, go back. That's the one. If you're going to listen to anyone, that's the podcast to listen to. But, that being said, other than that, if you don't have 4 kids by 4 different women, I want to know where you put your penis or your vagina, because what you do with your parts is none of my business.
Amen.
Boom.
And stop bringing the kids in.
Yeah, get the kids out of here. You know what? If your kid can't smoke a cigarette and decide if it likes it at a young age, can't decide whether it needs a meat rod or a clam sandwich.
Don't kink shame the kids.
Don't kink shame. Kids shouldn't kink. I'm anti kids kinking. And if you need to dress up and get on out there, do it in the private of your own home.
Well, then you can't get on out there.
Get on out there in the home. Also, too, while we're at it, too, we don't need to be, if you're a big girl like that R&B singer Glizzy or pop singer Glizzy,
I don't.
you know who I'm talking about?
I don't get this movement of like, big is beautiful. Like,
Yeah, big is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Why are you gonna fucking get your arteries fucking clogged? That's not beautiful. That's threatening.
the whole fat shaming thing and everything.
That's a strain on the insurance. If you're fat, it costs you more money.
McDonald's, actually, so I got to give a lot of props to Chick-fil-A because they have created like one of the most efficient drive-thrus I've ever seen from COVID.
Intimidating.
It is. You know that the inside of most Chick-fil-A's aren't even open anymore. Like you can't go into Chick-fil-A now
I don't
and sit
like
down
that.
and have a meal. I don't like it either. I like going sitting down.
You're gonna charge $18 for a chicken sandwich and meal. At least let me eat. At least let me not bring the garbage in my car.
So McDonald's consistently every single day during COVID was packed. Lines looping around the building. You know, and that like anytime I saw that, I was like, well, this is our problem right here. But nobody wants to look in the mirror and take the time to better themselves and get into shape.
It's true. You know, everybody takes living for granted.
Yeah.
You gotta keep yourself healthy. You gotta keep yourself mentally sharp. You gotta take care of yourself. Look at us. We're motivational mats.
We should start a new podcast.
We should start a group.
Bobby, do you want to be in our group?
It'll be a super secret. Well, maybe we'll add another person in.
We'll charge like a $30 fee to Bobby.
Yeah. No, eat less, like 5.
And, no, but then inflation is going to come next year, so another 800 after that.
Yeah, 805. We don't want to get ripped off on the deal. All right, this has been the Militia Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I had a lot of fun. Brent, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, tune in next week. I don't know who we're having.